not to really utilize a Legionnaire in the woods. I don't know. It's difficult to say. It's definitely going to be Legionnaire woods. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep. Well, I mean, we did see Bad Monkey Gaming a while back. They run Legionnaire in a different in the mid lane before, but I don't think that's going to be the case. And I also saw them run solo safe lane Sandwraith on the matchup on Thursday, picking up that strategy from Reason Gaming, and it worked pretty well for them. It seems that the hero is more impactful just reaching level 6 than having that like huge farm early. He's still able to have an impact on the game with that global ultimate, and now they have two global ultimates to scout out. So, like you said, if it was hard to get caught before, now it's going to be
Yeah.
even harder for Sync to catch him.
Yeah, for sure. And then I'm curious to see what they're going to do with the Drunken Master. Like, this is really strange for me right now. It really doesn't seem like a hero that fits with their draft due to the lack of AoE synergy. I was thinking more of maybe even a Kraken or a Magnus Suicide, which we know Keizu to have played. And apparently there is some problems with the volume of my
Yep, I
microphone.
just jacked you up on my end here, so it should be good.
All right.
Don't do anything to yours. And also, yeah, I had the damn the god dang versus screen up, but I got that taken care of now, so everything should be going here. This is gonna be my first time casting on Oncast, and probably only my second time casting with a co-caster here, so might be a little bumpy at first, but we do got two best of three series today, and hopefully we'll get our stuff together really soon and get the production value up for you guys.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I mean, we both know what we're talking about, right, Matthew?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's more about the technical side of hosting and balancing the volume and stuff that I'm gonna be working on. But I think we're all set now. With input
What?
from the chat, we should be
Yeah.
okay.
What's interesting now, though, is that Legionnaire is going to be played by Make instead of, well, I'd say Root of Z, but we know he doesn't jungle, so never mind that. And we have
Yeah,
seen him play Midas Suicide before.
Fusion likes the jungle too, but he wasn't giving up that Midas, and he's pretty good at rotating with it and having a huge impact on the game.
Yeah, and it's really going to depend on Make this game to see if they have a good mid game or not. Because if he doesn't get optimal farm, then I have a feeling that Hellborn is just going to just walk over them in terms of just roaming as 5 and team fighting everything down.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean, I've never seen Mackay play Legionnaire, so I've never seen him play a jungle hero in any of these tournaments, so it's going to be a surprise to see if he's the type of person that's going to get active early, if he's comfortable with that, camping runes, stuff like that. But definitely keep an eye on him there.
He has made sure to do the Magnus pulling a couple of times, and he did that really well. And there we go. There's always going to be a pause.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be a Houndcast match without it. Luckily though, they've been quick lately, so hopefully that they keep up with that trend.
All right, there we go. That's always a problem.
Our,
You know, you can't have your internet cable fall out.
yeah, so which of these teams are already over in on your side of the globe? I know a couple
Hmm?
of the teams are already over boot camping over in Sweden, right? Is BMG
Yeah.
one of them?
Uh, I think BMG is leaving soon, but I personally live in the Netherlands,
Okay,
so yeah, that's still quite a bit away from Sweden myself.
true that. A little bit closer than me over here on the East Coast, but yeah,
A bit closer, yeah. But this dual lane bottom is actually going to do a lot of work because Sandwraith really isn't the strongest laner.
yeah,
And if he gets shut down by Drunken Master and Empath, oh, Insania is jungling instead of Panny, but yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do when you have ringers, you know?
yeah. Mix it up a bit. I saw that they did play a couple TM matches today, so maybe they already worked on getting their synergy. Oh, Fusen's gonna spot out that Panty ward out of the bot lane. Pretty good there.
Yeah. Close call, though. But yeah, well played by him, and I'm not sure what this is really gonna do, because they do have a Legionnaire in the woods who, like, he's farming as well as he can right now, but he really needs to, I think, be a bit more active soon.
Yeah,
He's gonna have to get that taunt ability and make sure to gank this bottom lane, because otherwise Sandwraith is going to get wrecked. Like, you even see it now.
Yeah, Sandwraith's going to get initiated on, take a bit of damage from that empath link. And yeah, that's fairly a lot of damage. If you get the link and Drunken Master is going to slow him and lock him down with that lunge ability, Sandwraith could fall pretty quick.
But let's look at this mid lane. Right now, it looks like Mickey actually has the lead, but... Oh, there. Never mind.
Yeah,
Bottom
they're going to
lane,
initiate
Moira.
onto Myra again. She's taking a ton of damage from these creeps. Almost dying. Oh, he's in range. He's going to drop the lunge out. And the Bloodlust kill going to Keizu. Actually gets credit and takes down Fuz in there. Legionnaire's still farming nearby.
Yeah, he should have really skilled his taunt to level 3. That's what I was trying to say earlier, and he misses the wolf. But Keizu invis.
Oh yeah, she ports right back down here. Bottom, Drunken Master gonna initiate onto Legionnaire. He's taking a ton of damage. He gets a couple spin procs off onto the Drunken Master, but ooh, he's juking and jiving through the trees. He's gonna eat that tank, but another leap coming out by Drunken Master. One more auto attack should do the trick, but he is out of mana. Shards of Harkon activated onto Legionnaire. That's gonna lock him down. And Drunken Master is gonna have to fall back at the same time. It looks like Balthazar pursued Panny down there and took out Empath. Ooh, the taunt by Legionnaire coming on the Drunken Master. Going ballsy here. Shards of Harkon going to be activated as well. Connects on a Drunken Master, so a nice turn kill. And, yeah, BMG ends up getting 2 out of that, even though they just lost to Moira to Bloodlust.
Yeah, a really great trade. I didn't expect it to go that well for them, because Legionnaire was super low the entire time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think Keizu screwed up a bit, because he used the stagger way too early. Because you can disjoin Moira's Shards of Harkon if he times it well.
Yeah, and I mean, you got the Bloodlust kill. Was it really necessary to stick around? A little bit greedy.
Dive that far, yeah, definitely.
Especially knowing that the respawn timer is so low. Moira was pretty much back there as soon as she died. But yeah. It's okay,
But
we got an
now
action-packed game. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, for sure. But now Make and Balthazar are up there with the farm. 300 GPM on Legionnaire already, which is really big, and he's going to have his boots soon as well. And then he's going to be able to be far more active. Speaking is difficult sometimes. But let's look at top lane. Root of Z actually managed to pick up his bottle already. He is in a 1v1 matchup, of course. But it really does look like Root of Z has the upper hand. They're both not really getting very many last hits, but... Yeah, I guess they're focusing on denies because it is a ranged versus ranged matchup.
Yeah, it's pretty damn even right now. 13-4, 15-4. Midas actually winning somehow.
Well, it's 1v1, a hag, and Midas has more auto attack damage, I think. Yeah, by a bit. But now Steamboot's finished on Sandwraith, and he's suddenly a lot more tanky and a lot more difficult to take down. So this dual lane, which originally started really well, ended up being kind of a mistake. But
Good Sandwraith manning up here. Yeah, he's going to get charged with Essence Link. Lunge is going to kick him into the tower over here. And the Empath Wall is going to put him in a bad position. But here comes Legionnaire with the taunt onto Drunken Master. Level 6 already. Decapitate. Getting the kill onto Keizu. And that was nice bait by Sandwraith. I guess he's ready for Legionnaire to come and rotate over there. I thought he was dead for sure. But now he hits that crucial level 6.
Really great timing. And even though he's been more active than the Tempest, he also has more farm than Tempest and more XP than Tempest. So this is really working out for BMG right now. So Make is showing us that although we haven't seen him play a lot of wood junglers, he's doing really well.
He is. And I attribute that to him being a suicide player as of late. Oh, Hag up top. Sandwraith's going to ultimate onto her. She did already use her blink, so it's on cooldown for 5 seconds. And she's taking a ton of damage. Sandwraith with those steam boots already against no boots Hag. They're going to kill her really quick there.
Yeah, I was really curious that he didn't manage to actually get away there. But that's what you get with level 1 blink, I guess.
Yeah, well,
It's
I think...
short range and everything.
Absolutely, short range. And I think Midas forced out the blink before Sandwraith ulted. So and without boots, she was just a sit and duck there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We're going to see Invis bottle up here by Meraxis. And we haven't really seen much in the mid lane. In terms of farm, it's pretty even, actually. They're 1 GPM apart. So... not much going on there, and no surprise that there isn't really a kill. The tankiest mid laners in the current meta, really.
I would say though that Flux should have the upper hand, but knowing Mickey, he's just an incredible player in the laning stages.
Yeah, If it gets too bad, though, I mean, Raxus with those new Axis cooldown, I mean, he can farm from a distance even. If that's the case. You can see Flux is pretty much on full mana, so looks like he's just using it to last hit for the most part.
Hmm.
Action at top lane. Midas going to initiate onto Tempest, but he's going to... Oh, he gets the Mana Sunder off right before Tempest can channel that Elemental Void, so they're going to pick off onto Insania. And another huge rotation here by Make.
He's just everywhere, man.
Oh, mid lane, Meraxis initiating onto... He gets the 4-axe immobilize off there for a second, but Flux is going to run up the hill, dodge the Matrax, and get a health pot up. That was pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of damage that can come out of Meraxis, and wow, they're just doing work up here.
Yeah, he didn't even use that Veiled Rot. He just got a good taunt off. And there's so much action going on here. Barely caught the end of that hat getting picked off. BMG is definitely on a roll right now.
Yeah, they're looking really strong, and Root of Z, you know, we see him as the semi-support constantly, but
Oh,
man,
Sandwraith down at bottom. He's going to eat a stun by Tempest. Follow-up Essence Link's going to lock him down. Now Moira's got to be careful and run back there.
Yeah, he's going to be fine at the end. But now they're making a focus of it to shut down the Sandwraith when they really should be trying to shut down the Legionnaire, because
Absolutely.
Legionnaire is going absolutely ham. Once he gets his PK, this is only going to get worse.
Yeah, I'm a huge advocate of securing farm onto your initiators is more important than securing it onto your carries in the early stages of the game. Because they're the ones who really create the space. Here comes the Sandwraith ultimate. The Mana Sunder activated onto Tempest. They're going to look like... Oh, but a stun comes in by Meraxis, interrupting that. And here comes the Elemental Void, connecting on 3 heroes as Sandwraith walks into it. They get the pick off onto Legionnaire. They're going to turn kill onto Meraxis, though, because the entire Legion team has rotated into the bottom lane. That wall does not do much in the way of blocking, and now Tempest has to run for his life. He's definitely going to fall here. Will they get the Drunken Master as well? It's very unlikely, as he's got...
Flux soon.
Ooh, Flux Ultimate, you're right. It is coming off cooldown in 3 seconds. They are diving here. Oh, the Flux ult just gets negated by the D-Tower, so they switch over to Empath that really is doing massive damage, and they get the kill onto her, so Drunken Master gets away, but I guess it was worth it in the end for that dive. BMG coming out on top.
And curious to see is Flux actually got Ghost Marches instead of Steamboats, and that ultimately helped him get the kill. That was... It's interesting that he got, you know, Ghost Marchers, but it does work with Magnetic Surge, because it does your attack damage, plus your strength. So generally people go for the Steamboots, but it's interesting that it's working out this way, because it still does a crap ton of damage, if given the chance.
Absolutely, and I would normally hate on him at this point, but the rest of his team is considerably tanky. Just if you look at, I mean, Legionnaire and Sandwraith. Legionnaire is going to be the core initiator, so a lot of times Flux has to be that presence, and I don't think he needs it this game, so I think it's okay.
Yeah. It's so funny to see Boxy just constantly magnetic surging creeps back so that Meraxis can't get a creep kill. He's been doing that constantly. Ooh, but Drunken Master though, he's now 340 GPM, so he has recovered a bit for his team, and you know, they did get the bottom tower ultimately.
Legionnaire bottling up a haste rune here. He just walks right through mid. Just kind of scared Mickey off a little bit. I don't think he even planned on initiating. But he'll have a portal key in about a minute or 2 here. Oh, Veiled Rot, yeah, activated on Drunken Master as Empath goes inside of him. They're going to look to set something up here on Sandwraith. Unfortunately, he did just health pot. He was really low there. And, rotation mid. Sandwraith's going to ult and clutch onto Meraxis. Transmute stun coming out by Midas. Ephemeral Forge being channeled here, and they're going to burst on Meraxis before Drunken Master can get in there. Now, if he gets spotted out by this Haste Legionnaire, he may be in a bit of trouble. They're in a good spot for an Empath wall, though, if they need. He gets it, but it doesn't connect. Sandwraith getting that Desert Curse channeled onto Drunken Master. Empath now falling out of Drunken Master. Legionnaire taunt going to lock him down here. Midas tries to set up a stun combo, but it does not connect. Panty doing his best job to divert their attention, and it will save Drunken Master in the end. And yeah, his farm is getting up there, so Keizu might have a better impact in this game. He hasn't really died that much despite having a really bad lane. A really dangerous lane, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, with the way Legionnaire's been playing, it was a really dangerous lane. But Drunken is actually sticking around. Do they scout this out? I mean, they do have the Portal King coming in the courier. And that ward is going to spot him out, but it's going to be too late. All right, let's see now though what Make does with this. They did spot out the PK with that ward of sight that just went away.
Yeah, he's got a veiled eye. It looks like he's got a sight set on mid. It just broke it. Broke the veiled rat with a bottle sip.
Refreshment rune too important.
There's a
Oh,
ward
but
coming
they're
out
ready.
there. Yeah, they already see empath. They're gonna initiate onto Meraxis. He blinks, but he never put the taunt off. So now Meraxis activates. They did bait out an ultimate by Meraxis, so that's decent for them. That's really gonna hinder the push potential of this Hellborn team. Their initiation is gonna suffer.
Yeah, well, more so their damage. But what is BMG doing? They have all they need to defend this tower. I guess they're waiting for the Sandwraith ultimate for another 20 seconds. But is the tower even going to last that long?
I don't know. I mean, they baited out the ultimate. They should have took this fight, but obviously they don't want to risk it. Tempest ultimate too scary?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they don't have a very secure counter other than Fusen, but I don't know. I think they played that a bit too careful. They could have definitely defended that tower.
Yeah, you can see now they're kind of pushing the off lanes, but the impact is too late. I'd say if they did that right away, it would have been a decent trade-off, but they barely get 10% tower damage up top, and didn't look like anything on bottom.
And now Hag is coming back top and gonna get a lot of farm because of that push that wave.
Oh, Legionnaire's gonna eat a haunt here, but he's gonna instantly channel that teleport scroll. He'll go home. Drunken Master getting greedy here again. He's moving into the Legion side jungle here.
Well, he has nowhere else to farm. So this is actually a pretty secure location that he can farm because you see Penny's Ward of Sight.
Yeah,
They're
I
scouting
see
out
it.
everything at the same time. So they're really doing a good job of splitting up the farm on the map. I mean, that's one of Sync's real good strengths. They never really focus farm on their carry, like
Oh,
Transmasher's
initiation.
mid lane.
Yep.
Again, didn't taunt though.
Not to mention, they gotta worry about the Sandwraith ultimate. So there's always more than it seems. It's not gonna be easy for Sync to find pickoffs here. They're always gonna have to bring one extra. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh, but Penny might be in trouble. Or Tempest, rather.
Here comes
There
that
we go.
Sandwraith ultimate. Legionnaire's gonna get the taunt off onto Tempest, and Sania is gonna get pulled out of position with that Flux ultimate, but he will go down. I
They
thought
did
that,
commit a lot of resources for this, though. And in the meantime, you just have Hag continuing to, you know, recover, I'd say,
Yeah.
after that top lane. But yeah, it was a bit unfortunate that they weren't able to get more out of that, because they used the Flux ultimate, but then the only thing that they have to catch up to someone is that Legionnaire PK.
Yep, I think. Yeah, Midas not having the best farm on Root Z there, but you know, eventually, would you like to see him get a portal key as well, or do you think
Yeah,
that's in the works?
in this game, he should definitely get a portal key to follow up on the Legionnaire, because what they've been trying to do is apply Shards of Harken to Make, and then before he jumps in, he waits a sec and lets the stun come out, and that's why he's been not taunting.
Not
as
taunting
early.
immediately. I
Yeah.
see.
He's relying on the Shards of Harken rather than doing the taunt, but I mean, they could be equally efficient if they just taunt immediately after getting Shards of Harken, and then
Yeah.
the delay will set in and get the stun off.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's too risky if
Yeah,
they,
exactly.
especially against a hero like Meraxis who has time to activate the Arcane Shield or Quake Stun and put some distance between you. So
But look at this now, 5k XP lead. And usually at this stage in the game, you can't really see how far ahead one of the teams is, except for by their experience. Because the more levels you have at this point in the game, the better those fights are going to go. Gold really doesn't matter as much as XP
Yeah.
at this point in the game.
it's true. Just hope that they don't start tilting. We've seen it the other day where they had a considerable advantage, and then you start throwing team fights left and right, and you're giving up that much more experience. So I think as long as they maintain this kind of pace and don't get too ballsy, yeah, they're definitely in a good position.
I mean, Make is looking for pickoffs now, and he did actually go for the Lex Talionis, which I really like, because he's able to just one-shot almost anyone on the Hellboy team, except for maybe Moraxis, I'd say, and Drunken Master.
Yeah,
But
Drunken's
that's-
tanky. It's pretty tanky already.
yeah, he's getting a Shrunken Head first thing, which I'm not sure I like, but it does make sense, seeing as Balthazar almost has his mock. He only needs the pattern.
Yeah, there's not much damage in general coming out besides Meraxis, Ultimate, and Hag. Drunken Master's not going to be putting out too much AoE damage even if they get a huge Tempest Ultimate. Against a really tanky Legion team, I don't know. I don't know if a team fight. They're looking to take a team fight for sure, though. They're grouped up
Yeah,
as 5.
man, and BMG is doing a good job of not falling for it. They're just split pushing 2 lanes and getting 2 towers, and they only lose 1 in return. And that means that Midas can get his PK.
Yeah, is that... I don't know, is that a normal sync strategy? I mean, I do see them group up from time to time and try to force team fights like this, but I definitely don't think that was a fair trade-off at all. What's the strategy behind that?
Um, well, they're thinking, oh, they have Legionnaire PK, so they want to fight. Let's give them a fight. But BMG is doing a good job of not falling for it and really only focusing on the pickoffs. And that's really where Legionnaire shines at this point in the game. Because if they go for an all-out fight and they get caught in the wombo combo coming out from Sync, then the game might as well be over at that point. Then Sync is going to get a lead, and they're not going to let go of that lead until they win.
Very true. We see the Maka Brilliance now picked up onto Sandwraith. Um, and at the same time, the PK picked up on Tempest and Meraxis, but Tempest actually sold it. So maybe a little bit of a troll pick there. He picked up the PK and then he sold it again. And here comes the Legionnaire taunt onto Meraxis. Ephemeral Forge being channeled. And wow, yeah, that was a quick death. And yeah, definitely attribute that to the Lex Talionis.
Yeah, just all the armor and everything just disappears, and it's not the craziest idea to put it on an initiator because they're always going to be in a position to use it, and if they manage to get a quick kill with it, they also lose the debuff on themselves.
Yeah, the debuff is if you're the one jumping, the debuff isn't that big of a deal. So for sure, it makes sense on initiator. Here comes a nice Tempest Void. It's going to connect onto 3 heroes. Legionnaire and Moira can only watch. She does get finally the summon the arcane off. Did that disjoint the haggle completely?
Yeah,
Oh my god, now Drunken Master's going to leap in though, and he is doing a bit of work as they disrupt the fight, but now he's all by himself. The rest of the heroes got picked off, and he's going to have to fall back. Who's this TPing in? Moraxis TPing in. He got picked off early on in that fight. He gets the... they get a stun off onto Moira, so... They at least get another pick off there. It ends up being a 2-for-2 exchange. For a second there, I thought Sync was going to buy back. It seemed like one of those moments. No, Legionnaire taunt onto the 3 heroes. A nice Midas transmute. Connects onto all 3 heroes. Drunken Master and the rest go down. So huge.
that was absolutely insane. Like, Fusen was a bit late to join the party, but that ultimate completely disjointed the Hag ultimate. He saved his entire team in that fight, and then afterwards, that pickoff on those 3, really well played by
Wow.
Maka. They're catching all of them, and as I said, the PK was needed for the follow-up, and he showed it there. He showed there exactly why. He just caught all 3 of them in the transmute stun, and they all just melted.
Yeah, that was massive, and that was the first time we saw the synergy between Midas and Legionnaire really shine, and that's probably because he just got his portal key. And it's not easy to set up those transmute stunts if you don't have that positioning tool, but definitely dangerous now.
And Legionnaire, also, wow, he's got a Soul Spell
Bulwark.
work on top of it now.
Yeah,
Like, he's just going all in for, I'm gonna one-shot whoever I target. And
yeah,
it's
that's
been
a
working
ton of
out.
negative armor.
Because, I mean, his Terrifying Charge is physical damage. It's gonna do an absolutely insane amount of damage with,
Yeah,
yeah, he has 81 to 85 damage, and then multiplied by that by 3, but then with all the negative armor, I can assume it being
pretty much true damage. It's like
Yeah,
400
more
damage.
true damage.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams would probably be down a lot more than 6,000 gold, being down 13 hero kills. Here comes the Sandwraith ultimate. He's going to look to scout something out, but he doesn't collapse onto anybody, really.
I would prefer them using Flux Ultimate for scouting purposes. It has a shorter cooldown, it's less necessary in fights, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not
Plus, yeah, you can scout out wards with it as well. With the Flux Ultimate.
sure. It
If
is
they're
true.
nearby.
Yeah, Helpworm team taking a peek at Kongor because the scouting tool just got used. They are going to get spotted out by Fusen's ward 100%. They know what's going on here.
And they are in position to really make this a strong team fight for them. There's no PK on Flux, but I don't think it's going to be necessary if they're all clumped up on.
Yeah,
up
this
like
feels like a huge, big bad mistake for Sync, and they do back out. The Flux Ultimate Legionnaire taunt on Drunken Master. He's getting the Essence Link, though, so he's staying alive, and oh, he gets decapitated before he can regen enough health. And that was pretty close on the threshold, I want to say. Legionnaire must have been watching his health very closely. Hellborn
And
loses in Courier too.
I was kind of confused why he didn't use his untouchable. I mean, it was up and everything. He could have just, yeah, gotten rid of the Legionnaire ulti. He wouldn't have been decapitated.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because he popped the shrunk in the head, he didn't want to waste both of his getaways at the same time, which I can understand. But you're right. It's a Legionnaire on you. If you don't pop it, you're clearly gonna die. Once again, I don't think he anticipated dying that fast. He's like, what more can I do? I went shrunken head first. I stacked more armor on my steam boots, 100% defensive items, and I'm still getting initiated on and dying in seconds. So
And that's really where the Soulsborg and the Lextalionis come in. So I really like this build from Legionnaire right now. It makes so much sense for the pickoffs that they're trying to get.
oh, Legionnaire taunt coming out on the Drunken Master. Morexus blinks, but he gets Elemental stunned before he can get the Quake off. He does it a nice Quake off on a 3 heroes, but the Mana Sunder locks him down. He's going to fall down here. A Tempest Elemental Void connects onto 3 heroes. This time they get the Hag ultimate off, so Sandrate's going to drop here. Some of the Arcane pretty much only collapsing on his own heroes, and so Boxy got a hat trick in the meantime. I didn't even see all those Hellborn heroes die.
That's really the effect of the Insanitarius, though. He's doing so much work with the damage coming out from his Magnetic Surge. And, man, I gotta say, even though we haven't really been focusing on Boxy, he's 7-0-6.
Yeah.
He's, like, highest GPM in the game, along with Make. And they're just doing so much work together. Now, there's also a Shrunken picked up on Boxy. Like, there's going to be nothing on this Hellborn team that's going to stop him. The Drunken Master doesn't even want to focus a Flux because he's too tanky. So he's just going to be dealing out so much damage while taking relatively little in return.
Yeah, you definitely never want to focus the Flux, and he is playing, like, my favorite Flux avatar. I love that avatar.
Iron Man Flux. Right?
It's
Or,
no, it's the female
Ursa.
one. I don't know what it's called, yeah.
Ursa Core.
Oh, Moira's going to get initiated on here. He's trying to get some warding done. And yeah, they pick him off here. He actually did get the ward of sight down, so BMG looking to end the game with these aggressive wards, find a pick off and set up a kill because, well, Kongor's still up actually. Surprised they didn't take it after that huge team fight.
I mean, with Sandwraith down, they don't really have anyone to pick it up, and it's kind of still risky to do because of the wombo combo on Hellborn's side. They didn't have Tempest ulti, of course, but
yeah.
there's still a chance that they can screw up. It's really risky, and they also have the late game with the Sandwraith and the Flux and the Legionnaire on top of each other.
Yeah,
so they're
I
really
agree.
in a comfortable position.
They have the conventional lineup with the carry, but we did at least see a little bit of the potential of the Hellborn if they do connect with that wombo combo. So obviously they're not conceding yet, and they're at a considerable disadvantage. So I wouldn't count them out just yet.
Legionnaire just picked up his own Shrunken Head, so he's going to be difficult to kill just as much as the Flux.
Yeah, Midas got that invisibility rune, and she's scouting them out perfect here, even standing on top of the ward. So I'd like to see her probably move over here on the right-hand side. They don't really need her standing there. Hellborn's definitely trying to contest this. Fights at Kongor make or break this game,
they really want to fight. But they don't have any vision, and Legion's
Uh-oh, Ward of Levelation, they're going to catch Midas out there. Well placed by Panny, finally getting a good support item off here. They're going to collapse, and the Sandwraith ultimate just kind of disrupting things. Mana Center on a Tempest. Mickey's going to drop, and they're going to be pursuing Tempest, but he's going to get away, so now it's just the rest of the team turning on the Drunken Master. He falls. And yeah, Tempest is going to PK on out of there. And Legionary going to get the taunt off on a Wretched Hag. Boxy going to drop him down with that Magnetic Surge.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my God.
fight was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the reaction from Make was almost instant. He taunted all of them, and then Midas was able to survive. He did end up dying, though, because he went a bit too greedy, but in the end, that resulted in another kill on Hag. So,
Yeah.
Legion team is now going to look to take out Kongor, and then they're in just such a comfortable position.
Yep.
Then they have nothing to fear anymore.
I think, too, what happened there, like, I didn't see it, but I imagine as soon as they collapsed onto Midas, Sandwraith ulted, that negates the PK attempts of Tempest and Meraxis. So Legion team was able to clump up onto them, like you said, Legionnaire taunted 3 of them, without the fear of getting Tempest ultied.
So yeah, the Sandwraith pick really makes sense right now, and as well as, the Legionnaire pick. This is the problem with picking a Tempest over like an Ophelia or a Parasite who have the potential to go into the enemy woods and screw up the Legionnaire's farm, because this game is all on Legionnaire. I said it at the start, and he's doing absolutely fantastic. He really is doing work.
Yes, he's a very strong hero, and if you don't address him, it definitely can get out of hand quickly. I mean, there was not even an attempt to ward the jungle or roam for him at all, and they did have two people bottom, so that it wasn't going to be easy. But
But yeah, the dual lane wasn't strong enough. I mean, Drunken Master Empath, when you think of strong dual lanes, those are not two that come to mind. Drunken Master is more that hero for solo. Oh,
top lane
Bubbles
here,
are.
but here comes Sandwraith interrupting with that ultimate. Legionnaires going to get the taunt. Mackay is everywhere this game. They get the pick off on a Tempest before he can get anything. Essence Link being channeled onto Legionnaire, and Hag's going to get taken down by a solo Flux in the background. Drunken Master melts. Champion New Earth streak for Boxy, and Empath falls through. So wait, did Hag? Hag actually got away.
Yeah, there we go.
GG, well played. Being called. Game 1 of the best of 3 series is going to go to Bad Monkey Gaming, and a dominating performance here.
Kudos. Yeah, like the entire team just came together. Root of Z was there every single time. Make was taunting people with that follow-up PK, and then there was Boxy on the Flux just doing his best to, take down the squishies. The Drunken Master pick really screwed everything up for me. I mean, I agree you don't want a Sandwraith to farm, but if you want a strong dual lane, you don't pick Empath Drunken Master. Then you think of more like a Mag Pyromancer, or, I mean, taking it back, Cthulhu with a Demented Shaman, or even an Aluna Rally. All these combinations would have been stronger than the lane that they set up.
Absolutely. So definitely a questionable draft, and I even got to say the Tempest pick after Moira is a little greedy too, and it was pretty early in the draft, which gave them plenty of time to react to it. So overall, though, I mean, a pretty good match. I think did their best to stay in there. Remember, they are playing with a ringer here today, but I wouldn't play. I wouldn't put that as the only reason BMG won here. They executed very well here, and showing that Make and a lot of the teams in the past couple days, they've been switching up their roles. I don't know if that's in an attempt to prepare for DreamHack so they can catch people off guard, but a lot of teams, we even seen, I saw Complexity, they switched around the roles and put Fuzzy at a suicide role, Asuka in mid. Like, they're just trying to mix it up a bit, teams, so maybe that's what they're kind of do here.
Yeah, just throw people off before, DreamHack, because this is a very common thing that they do. They run the Legionnaire if they get the chance to, because it's just such a strong hero right now. But yeah, I'm assuming we're taking a bit of a break before the next game.
Yep, we will go to a break here, so that being said, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll be back here shortly. Stay tuned, guys.